welcome back. Today I am sharing with you guys how I painted some of my vases as well as this beautiful lamp that I was able to find on Facebook Marketplace for only $20. It was such an amazing find. I am still in disbelief that I was able to get such a nice piece, so I wanted to start by painting it off, and I'm going to be using these two paints. I wanted to give it a dark look, so it kind of reminds me of the lamps that you can find at Pottery Barn, so I'm going to recreate that. And whenever I am painting my vases, I always use a sponge just because it creates a much nicer finish. It looks very effortless and it also gives you that vintage look to it. So I'm going to cover the entire lamp in this khaki color, and all of my paint I purchased from Michael's, but I will leave all the names in the description box, and if I can find them on Amazon then I will definitely link that. But I just went ahead and covered the entire vase with the khaki first, and then I'm going to be applying black paint just like that. I didn't wait for the paint to dry. The thing is that with these chalk paints, they do dry fairly quickly, but not to the point where I wasn't able to like paint over. As you can see, it also just kind of like blended the colors, which is exactly what I wanted, that type of a look. So it's not just really black, but it like that lighter paint color is shining through, and I feel like the combination just turned out so nice. And it's so easy to achieve. You can recreate the same colors on a vase. It doesn't have to necessarily be a lamp. But one thing I will recommend for you is to always use paint that is matte. So that will give you that nice and vintage look.
Just a game, 'cause I got high hopes.
Alright, so for this vase I am using this different color that I picked up at Michael's, and as you can see it was on clearance for only $3. So super inexpensive, and you can use these paints for so many vases. It will last you for such a long time. And this specific vase is actually from HomeSense, so these two vases are from there. And for this one I am using a brush, and the reason for that is because this vase has a texture on it. So if you use a brush or a sponge it wouldn't show, but if you do have a vase that has a glossy finish, or you're painting a glass vase, then definitely use a sponge, because if you use a brush it will just show all the streaks. And as you can see, this one is just really easy to paint with the brush, and I actually like the look that it started giving. And when it comes to the vases, I like to achieve that vintage look, so I always like the other colors to shine through, and for that reason I am covering this vase in a way that I am leaving some parts unpainted, and I feel like that just gives that worn off look. And after I just cover the entire vase, I'm going to be using a cocoa powder. And if you watched my previous painting videos that I have on vases, then you know I've done this many times already, and it's such an amazing way to just give a little bit of a different dimension to your vase and also make it look aged. Yeah, I do not use a sealer because I feel like it takes away from that matte finish and I didn't really like the look of it. Like, it still kind of makes it look glassy and shiny, so I do not. And honestly, all these paints that I use from Michaels, they never rub off, and it's not really a piece that you just grab and move around. Usually when you have a vase, you will just place it in one place and it will be just sitting there. So there's no need to do that, and I do not recommend it. For this last vase, I'm just going to give it a very light look, and this paint is a little bit different than the previous one. This one is kind of like a mix between like beigey and a little bit of gray, I feel like. So it's definitely really pretty. I love that color, and I'm just going to give this vase a lighter look because we are coming up to fall, and I feel like it will look so beautiful with all the fall branches. And I went shopping on this weekend, and I stopped at Crate and Barrel, and I've seen some vases that they have that are that type of a very light finish, so I wanted to recreate something similar and then place it with all of those fall branches. I think it would just make them really pop.
The way it's meant to be, all the emotion.
And as always, I like to give my vases some sort of dimension. I don't really like when there's only one paint. So I'm going to grab this khaki color and only very lightly with some stripes going to paint like kind of more of the top portion and just like radiantly bring it down. But I did not paint the entire vase, just as I mentioned, just kind of the tops and the peaks where the handle is, and that kind of gave it that dimension that I wanted to achieve. And then after that, I went ahead and used cocoa powder again. You will see this in one moment, to go over exactly where I placed the lighter paint, just because I felt like that just gives that extra vintage wrapped off look, and I feel like it's just finished off this vase. So here's how the vase will look like with some of the fall branches. Here's a sneak peek into my next video. I am going to be sharing with you guys some fall decor stuff that I picked up. There's still not a lot of things here in Canada. I know United States always gets everything so soon, but there were a few things that I picked up from Crate and Barrel and then also from Michaels that are definitely 100% fall. So stay tuned for that. That video will be going up on Friday, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope it gives you some ideas so you can paint any vases that you have in your house, or something that you can thrift for really cheap, but you can achieve that high-end look.
'Cause I got high hopes.